This is the Aftermarket Radio Network. It's your Weekly Blitz with Chris, keeping you in the game. Are you ready to supercharge your auto repair business? This is Coach Chris Cotton from AutoFix Auto Shop Coaching. The Weekly Blitz is where industry expertise and business innovation collide, revving your engines for the week ahead. Every episode has game-changing insights, up-to-the-minute industry updates, and practical tips to shift your business into high gear. We're talking about stuff you didn't even know you didn't know, folks. If you haven't done so yet, please check out all of the other great podcasts on the Aftermarket Radio Network. I want to give a big thanks to Shop Marketing Pros for sponsoring the Weekly Blitz. Brian and Kim Walker know the industry inside out as former shop owners. They don't do copy and paste marketing. What they do is they do create unique strategies for each of their auto repair shop clients. They offer incredible marketing that gets results, helping your clients and future employees to know, like, and trust you. I want you to go join their Auto Repair Marketing Mastermind Facebook group today. Shop Marketing Pros is top-tier marketing for top-tier shops. Visit shopmarketingpros.com/Chris. So, hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Blitz. I'm your host, Chris Cotton, if you didn't already know. And today we're diving into an incredible journey that I'm going to call Project Alpha. This story is about persistence, vision, and knowing your worth and knowing the worth of other things around you. It's about turning a forgotten auto repair shop into something extraordinary. And I think there's some key takeaways here for any business owner, any potential auto repair shop owner, a current operator, or aspiring entrepreneur out there. So I want you to sit back, grab a cup of coffee, and let's get into it. First of all, I found Project Alpha, an auto repair shop that I eventually bought. So yes, I'm back in the game. From the get-go, I knew this place had potential. It was an older shop, stuck in its ways, with outdated processes and no advertising. To put it bluntly, it was a relic from a different time. The owners had had this shop for 39 years, and yet I could see something in it. I saw what it could be, not just what it was. The owner valued the business at $150,000. Doesn't include any real estate. But every time I looked at the numbers, I just couldn't see it. I mean, they're using minimal technology, no inspections, no advertising. They're just coasting and just trying to push through. I think they were coasting more in order to get the shop sold, but it ended up hurting them in the long run. The owner was working in the business every day. He was grinding, but it was the wrong kind of grind. After the first time I evaluated it, we went back and forth. I tried to make him see the big picture. I even offered to coach him. I told him that if he made the right changes, I think we could easily get $500,000 for the business in about 24 months' time, plus all the profit that he would have gotten in the meantime as he grew the business. But he just couldn't see the vision, and that's where we hit an impasse. He was stuck, and I wasn't willing to pay a premium for a business that wasn't moving forward. There's a lot of growth. There's a lot of people gobbling up other people in the industry. I think some of these investment groups are rewarding bad shop owners, and that set not a great precedence. I guess I'm a little bit more of a hardliner, paying things what I think they're worth and being able to stick to my guns. And if it works out in my favor, it works out in my favor. And if it doesn't, then I'm fine to walk away. Anyway, he was stuck, and I wasn't willing to pay a premium for a business that wasn't moving forward. After crunching the numbers again and again, only offer that I could come up with that I felt was a good reflection of the business was about $75,000. And that was it, nothing more. The owner and the broker kept pushing back, telling me how much the inventory was worth, how much the equipment was worth. And I tried to tell them who I was and that it would behoove them to do a little bit of research on me instead of trying to sell me. You know, one of the things when you look at some of the inventory hadn't moved in years, they sent me an inventory list. They were using an older system, but it also showed the last time it had been sold and how long it had had it. And some of the stuff in here had been here 3-4 years and had only sold like once and had 6 of them on the shelves. To me, that inventory is not worth anything. The equipment is good and for the most part seems to be in good shape. Some of the equipment's outdated. And so to me, it's been depreciated. It has no real value. And as a business owner or potential buyer, you've got to know where the real value is. So the real value is, what am I getting? What's it worth to me to come in and do this? And how do we move this forward? When I first started talking to Kimberly about this, she agreed, which I thought she would never do. And I told her, I said, if I can't get my deal that I want on this, I'm just going to walk away. And I stuck to my guns. I told them no 4 times and I walked away each time thinking that was it. This is the end. I'm out and it's fine. And I'm okay being out and that's fine. So I think that's a critical lesson for any of you out there looking to acquire business or even negotiate in general. Know your number, stick with it, and be prepared to walk away. Don't give somebody a premium when a premium is not warranted. Okay. Also, don't let emotions dictate your business decisions. I've been doing this a long time. I don't get emotionally invested in all the BS in my client shops, and I'm not going to get emotionally invested in this shop. I also told Kimberly that I could close the doors and walk away at any time if it came to that. I was not going to be a slave to the business. Also, to let you know, this is not a business that I planned on working in every day. Or even right now, I'm spending about 10 to 15 hours a week in the business. Also, after we bought the business, Kimberly and I left for a month. If you've been following us on social media, you know we've been going around the country visiting our great shop owners the whole time we've had the shop. So we bought the shop the end of August, started in September. And so we had it for 10 days before we left for a month. I'm going to talk about the employees here in just a minute. We inherited a great staff. Again, don't let emotions dictate your decisions. You're not buying potential. You're buying what that business actually is at that moment. Don't penalize yourself knowing what you can do with the business. So don't overpay again. So eventually the owner came back and the owner's ready to retire. He's worn out. I get it. Here's the best part. I didn't just get my offer accepted. I got them to agree to owner financing. I could tell he was tired. He wanted out and I was ready to turn it all around. The only other way I could offer them more money was to have them finance it. So he'll get a little bit more money on interest. We did set this business up on a 3-year note. As of today, we're 6-7 weeks into this business and I've been making a monthly note payment every week. Even though we have a 3-year note on it, I'm going to talk about this in later episodes. I implemented my Profit First, my Auto Shop Profits and Cash Flow program. Obviously I'm not taking anything out of it for right now, but yeah, I'm making a monthly payment every week on this. It can happen, guys. There's a way to structure these things so that you can get into a business with little or no money out of pocket and keep going. So once we got the keys to Project Alpha, we threw out dumpsters of trash, old inventory, stuff that everybody thought I was nuts. I gave it to employees. I just didn't want it in the way. I didn't want it cluttering. And when I talk about clutter, people, there was 40 years of stuff accumulated in here. I need to pause though and give a big shout out and thank you to Kimberly. Without her, none of the cleanup would have been possible. None of the rest of it would have been possible. Without Kimberly, nothing that I do would be possible. So thank you to her. We started painting, we cleaned, we're working on the new website, Shop Marketing Pros, right? So there you go. People often ask me, Chris, who do you think is the best website? And I tell them all the time, if I ever started my own business again, they would be one of the first 3 phone calls I made. And so that was one of the first 3 phone calls I made. And we will be talking about that in the future. So that website's going to be live very soon. But the real magic was in the numbers. When I took over the shop's average repair order, when I was looking at it, was stuck at 250. And this is a shop that does 60 to 80 cars a week. One of the things that I noticed when I looked at the income statement was their yearly numbers were stuck. Even with COVID, everything else, the town this shop is in is booming with people. Another thing that I can talk about on a later episode is the location, what the city's covenants are, and how they can build new repair shops. But there's not really anybody putting in new repair shops here, but there's more and more cars in the area every day. I went back 3 years. The first year they did like $1,060,000. The next year they did $1,070,000. And then the third year or last year, 2023, they did like $1,068,000. But they weren't spending any money on advertising. They weren't doing anything else. And again, that's a great episode for later, just the advertising side of it. We're doing Google AdWords. I think our budget on that's $2,500 a month. We're getting ready to put in Facebook ads. And those Facebook ads are going to be, we're going to spend about $2,500 a month on Facebook ads. After just our first month, we'd been able to increase that average repair order, keeping about the same car count from 250 to 375. Currently this month, the average repair order is 434. If you take the whole month and squeeze it together. And for this week, we're at 501.60. And we're getting ready to set a new weekly record for total sales. This is going to be a big number to hit from now on. I'm happy for the staff to do it. And the crazy thing is we're only just getting started. One of the things, they had no inspection process before, none, zero, zip, zilch. They're selling just by kind of falling into things. There's no structure, no strategy, no process, no procedure. We switched from their older shop management system to another shop management system. And we'll talk about that when we do the technology and everything later. Now we have a digital vehicle inspection system. We are getting consistent. We're making sure every customer gets the best possible care. That means identifying needs before they become problems. If you've been in the industry for 25, 30, 40 years, this can be done in your shop. It just has to be done the right way. We are seeing about 25% new customers come into the shop. We are getting an influx of new customers, but we are also treating their previous customers much better by being able to look at, inspect, and take care of their vehicles. Here's the thing I didn't realize when I made this deal, and it's really hard to judge people and know what they do, how they can do it, and everything else. The hidden gem in all of this is the staff. I'll be honest. I didn't factor them in as much as I should have, or I didn't really factor them in at all. And probably that's the right decision. But let me tell you, these people are absolutely incredible. The techs, front staff, everyone has been willing to learn and adapt. We did have to hire a manager to come in and replace the owner as the manager, and he's been amazing. We just hired a new service advisor. She's amazing. The techs, the front staff, everyone's been willing to learn and adapt. We started the first day after Labor Day. On that Tuesday, I told them, I said, guys, everybody, this is going to be a shit show. Like, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be different than what we're doing, but we're going to rip the Band-Aid off, and this is how we're going to start, and we're just going to figure it out. And just be patient with me, and we'll get it figured out. So previously, they were writing all their schedule down on paper. We went to all online for shop management system with that. We are completely paperless. Technicians don't get papers, inspections. It's all done on tablets. So that was a big curve. But we did that in one day. And within a week, the staff was resilient enough to turn it around and get it done. And they're really doing well so far. They were, in many ways, the true hidden gem of this whole acquisition. With the right leadership, they're thriving, and they're the backbone of this turnaround so far, is what I think. What's the big takeaway here? Number one, know your numbers. Know how to read an income statement for a repair shop and how to work your way around that. Next, know the value, know the real value, not just what someone says it's worth or what they think it's worth, and don't overpay and don't reward people that don't need to be rewarded. Next, be ready to walk away. And finally, don't underestimate the people that come with a business. They might just be the most valuable asset of all. And I believe that's probably true. They are the most valuable asset of all. So what are we going to do with the shop? First, we're going to take great care of our employees, and we're going to let them take care of our great customers. Next, we're going to implement all the strategies, processes, and procedures into this shop that we coach and teach our AutoFix Auto Shop clients. We're also going to bring in all the technology that we know helps auto repair shop owners. And now we're going to be able to demonstrate that firsthand. Not that we couldn't before. We're going to talk about it here and just keep going. So these, again, are all things that we know that works because we've coached them for years. We've been trying to tell people this. Honestly, if you're not listening to this and implementing some of these things in your shop, I don't know why the hell not. Also, I'm going to brag on us a little bit. We're doing great things with all of our shops all across the United States and Canada. If you're not making our phone ring, if you're not scheduling an appointment, and you're still complaining here at the end of 2024 about why things are not going the way they are, then shame on you for not reaching out. Last but not least, we're going to share all of this with our listeners, with you, our listeners, as we grow. And we're going to use this as a guide on how to acquire, set up, and run your own auto repair business. So we're going to try to take it through the steps. Step one was the acquisition. We did that. We got things turned around. We're in the cleanup stage, and we're moving from there. So stay tuned for more Project Alpha episodes in the coming weeks. If you enjoyed today's story and want to hear more about my journey in the auto repair industry, be sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a review. And hey, if you're someone out there looking at buying a business or maybe even selling one, don't hesitate to reach out. I love helping other shop owners and potential shop owners see the potential in places others have given up on. Together, we can make a difference. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time on the Weekly Blitz. Thanks to all of our incredible listeners. Your passion and drive motivate us to deliver top-notch content. A big shout out to our sponsor, Shop Marketing Pros. If your shop is the best in town, but your marketing isn't cutting it, it's time for a change. Shop Marketing Pros understands your business and ensures your shop stands out. Where quality meets visibility, Shop Marketing Pros ensures your auto repair shop stands out in a crowded market. Thanks for tuning into the Weekly Blitz. Remember, it's time to rise, grind, and keep your mindset positive. Until next time, this is Coach Chris Cotton signing off. Have a great day, everybody.
You've been listening to the Weekly Blitz with Coach Chris Cotton on the AftermarketRadioNetwork.com. Follow Chris on your favorite podcast listening app. Let him know what you'd like him to cover. His email is in the show notes. Chris is all for advancing the aftermarket.